The Tony Awards are this Sunday, and one of the most nominated plays this year is John Proctor is the Villain. It puts a modern twist on the classic play, The Crucible. Will Gans got to talk with the women behind the Broadway show. Will.
I've been dying to have this conversation with you guys for a while. What do you get when you take a high school English class studying The Crucible? You add in a little bit of Taylor Swift and Lorde, a dash of optimism and of fury, and set it all in a one-stoplight town in Georgia with some dark secrets. You get John Proctor is the Villain, and I spoke with playwright Kimberly Bellflower and director Danya Tamor about the most Tony-nominated play on Broadway right now. Okay, I saw the show again last weekend with a friend who's in her mid-30s, and she said after this show, if I had seen this in high school, my whole life would be different. What do you make, Kimberly, of feedback like that?
Oh, it makes me so emotional. It makes me so emotional. And I mean, same. I think this play, it's like teenage girls with Southern accents. And I was a teenage girl with a Southern accent, and I felt so ashamed about that and weird in my body and confused about my place in the world. And I think just for young people to see complicated, messy teenage girls on stage, yeah, it moves me tremendously that other people feel that way.
Danya, I want to ask about this coven of incredible women that you've assembled to tell this story. A lot of us, I think, feel like we know Sadie Sink. We watched her grow up, Annie on Broadway, Max Mayfield in Stranger Things. What is something you've learned working with Sadie that maybe the rest of us wouldn't know?
I think that Sadie is an incredible leader. She's so grounded in the space. And I think if you didn't know she was Sadie Sink, you'd think she was just this hard-working theater actor. And that's how she comports herself. That's how she leads in the space. She's totally fearless and just authentic. So working with her was a dream.
Amazing. Music plays such a vital role in this play. There's an incredible Taylor Swift moment that obviously had me leaping up out of my seat. But the moment that really resonates and you just walk out of the theater thinking about is Lorde and Green Light. Yeah. What does this song mean to you, Kimberly? And how did you convince Lorde to let you use it on Broadway?
Yeah, the song means everything to me. I remember where I was the first time I heard it. We see these girls who have been through so much celebrate each other and show up for each other in this really defiant, brave way and make something from the pain that they've gone through.
And you wrote her a letter?
I did, yeah.
Saying all of those things.
Saying all those things, being like, yeah, this is what your song means to me. This is what your song means to my characters. This is the moment in the play that it comes in. This is why it has to be this song. It's never been another song in any other draft. It never can be another song. So yeah, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna leave it all on the court and just hope and pray that she says yes.
And she did.
She did.
Unbelievable. There's a scene when a boy in the show named Lee flips a desk, and any other script I've ever read would just be like, Lee knocks over a desk. However, Kimberly writes, Lee shakes his head to himself, then he pushes over a desk kind of violently. It makes you think about all the casual violence you've witnessed and excused. It makes you think about how many times you've heard boys will be boys. Danya, as a director, what is it like being given that kind of text to work with?
I mean, Kimberly's stage directions throughout the play are they're like our Bible. And if you follow them and you're brave enough to try to execute them, magic starts to happen. It's a scary moment in the play. And so Kimberly's script is so incredible because it invites all this authenticity, all this liveness if you just stay in the groove.
Kimberly, you and I became friends in our early 20s, 13 years ago. I have this visceral memory of being in your apartment and we opened the refrigerator door and danced around the kitchen in the refrigerator light.
That's so good.
There we are.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And it was such a moment where I was listening to Taylor Swift's lyrics being like, this is someone giving language to an experience that I didn't have language for.
Yeah.
How does it feel now, 13 years later, being the person giving language to experiences that young people may not have had already?
This is so rude. You're being so rude. Oh my God, no, it makes me so emotional. It this is what I've always wanted to do. This is what you've always wanted to do, and we're doing it. And to kind of zoom out of yourself and think about that is kind of more than I can take. It's and it feels very surreal. It's very fulfilling, and it's also I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that people feel that way.
John Proctor is the villain is now playing at the Booth Theater on Broadway. The New York Times published an op-ed this week titled "Why Women Are Leaving This Broadway Play in Tears." I'd venture to say it's also men, theater fans, and anyone with a beating heart.
Talk about friendship. Love that story. Love it.